So what's up guys, it's Terry here by Watching, and welcome back to another big baller video on Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Multiplayer Season 5. And today I thought I'd mix things up because Season 5 is officially out, and that I should show you guys my ultimate controller settings, sensitivity, aiming, and really show you guys all my movement secrets so you guys can actually apply these settings and techniques in order to be the best Black Ops 6 player here. I know there's only 2 seasons left, Season 5 and Season 6, but I'm pretty sure these settings and these movement changes will allow you to play even better when Black Ops 7 comes out, because that's also going to be expanding on Omni movement. I thought this video would be something a little bit different to help you guys learn a little bit more in-depth techniques, how I go about, making certain decisions and all that. So if you guys are excited to see an in-depth breakdown on my controller settings and see the settings for yourself and potentially use them, make sure you guys drop a like in the video, subscribe, and turn on those noties. I specialize on Call of Duty multiplayer content, whether it be Black Ops 6 and soon to be Black Ops 7, but sometimes I'll go back to previous Call of Duties for throwbacks because things are kind of dry right now. But with this new season, of course, I'm going to be covering all the new stuff, so definitely stick around for content on the new guns and all of that. But yeah, let's go ahead and start things off though with the aiming settings. I'll show off the actual controller settings tab here in a little bit, but for sensitivity multiplier, everything should be left at 1, and then look conversion should be standard. Aiming advanced settings, definitely want to expand this. Look conversion is going to be these settings: ADS sensitivity transition timing instant, third person ADS correction type assist, and aim response curve type you want to put on dynamic. Standard and linear are nice too. I guess it's kind of personal preference, but most pros and very good players tend to lean towards dynamic because it gives you a lot more stickier aim assist. And make sure to not change the aim response curve slope scale, because if you change this, it could mess up that stickiness. And when it comes to custom sensitivity per zoom, you just want to put on 0.9 on the low zoom to the 5x zoom, just to allow you to be a little bit more accurate with those type of zoom optics. But anything higher than that should be at 1.20, because then they're kind of sluggish and you want to be able to move that a little bit quicker. But that's how I play. Target aim assist should be on. We're controller players. We need our aim assist to destroy these keyboard and mouse players. And then I don't really mess with motion sensors, so we can skip that and go over to movement. Now when it comes to the intelligent movement section here, we got sprint assist being on. You can put on tactical sprint assist, but I don't think you really need that, but I highly recommend you have automatic sprint assist on. This allows you to just sprint automatically, and you guys will see why this is important within the gameplay. Sprint assist delay, you don't really want to delay that any amount. You want to be able to sprint as soon as possible, and you really want to put on sprint assist sideways and sprint assist backwards to take full advantage of the Omni movement. You're going to see why these settings are important in the game. Mantle assist is going to be off. You don't really need that in my opinion. Crouch assist is also going to be off. And then when it comes to corner slicing, if you don't like it when your gun kind of like slices around a corner or whatever, then you can turn that off. It's the ultimate setting if you don't like that. Now when it comes to movement behavior, slide/dive, I put tap to slide. Of course, some of you guys might only slide, so you can put slide only, but sometimes I like to dive in certain positions, especially with the Omni movement. That's why I put that on. If you're a master, then put on hybrid, but I just put tap to slide on. Automatic airborne mantle on. Sprint restore on, slide maintain sprint on. This allows you to slide cancel a lot more effectively. Parachute automatic behaviors for Warzone, just put that off. Mantle cancels reload, that's up to you, I'll put it on. Movement advanced settings, you guys can kind of copy this. Auto move forward, this is something you should definitely have off, just because I don't feel like it's really beneficial compared to the automatic sprint assist or whatever. And you guys can see everything else here. And then vehicle behaviors, you guys can just kind of copy that. We're not really talking about vehicles here today. And then when it comes to combat, all this should be pretty much personal preference or default or whatever the case is. Combat advanced settings, I don't think there's anything important here. Oh, interact/reload behavior. If you're playing multiplayer and you're applying these settings, make sure you're doing tap to reload. But if you're playing Warzone, do prioritize interact. This allows you to just tap square or whatever it is your interact button is to loot faster. You don't have to hold to pick up loot or whatever the case is. So this helps you a ton in my eyes. And then when it comes to overlay advanced settings, that's all up to you at that point. But yeah, that's the main controller settings. And now for the actual main controller settings, those were all the side controller settings. That's how I play the game. I play L2 button jumper tactical, which is possible through swapping L1 and R1 with L2 and R2. Of course, it's more of your personal preference. You can choose to stick with L1, R1 instead of L2, R2, or whatever the case is, but I use L2 to jump, basically, with this button layout, as you guys can see. I jump with L2, aim in with L1, shoot with R1, and use my lethals with R2. X to stim shot or use my tactical, and press R3 to slide around. This basically just makes it so that I have a scuff controller, or aim controller, a controller with paddles without having to pay for paddles. I know I'm using the DualSense Edge, but I really don't even use paddles or anything on this, just because of this controller layout. I just wanted to get it because I wanted to replace the thumbsticks with a lot more ease. But this really has helped me throughout the past decade of Call of Duty. I've been playing this way since Black Ops 3, the freaking jetpack games back in 2015 and 2016. And for a decade, I've been playing this way, and it's definitely helped me master the movements in every single Call of Duty. If you take the time to enjoy this, it will help you a ton for Black Ops 7. And then go on over to sensitivities. We got horizontal stick at 1.8 and vertical stick at 1.8. Just the perfect way to go about it. I used to play 8.8 or 9.9 on previous Call of Duty, so that's around the same with these. And then everything else here is kind of personal preference. Here are my dead zones in case you guys are curious. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead into game and kind of break these settings down, really show you guys how I use my Omni movement in certain situations, and teach you guys how to really go crazy on Black Ops 6 Season 5 with these new settings. Let's rock and roll. If you watched the video up to this point, and hey, you're a real one, and you're kind of interested in my content, so if you haven't done so already, definitely do subscribe, and follow me on Twitch to see some of my live streamed gameplays, and subscribe to More Hero as well, if you're interested in Warzone stuff. But let's go ahead and get to the rest of this aim training video. Okay, so here we are on some Babylon, just playing against some bots, so I can give you guys an example of how to take advantage of the Omni movement. So the reason why I have sprint assist on is that I can easily sprint backwards, forwards, right, and left. And as you can see here, I can easily take advantage of these little pillars on Babylon. That's why I really love Babylon mostly, just because, like, in regular Call of Duties, you wouldn't be able to do this type of movement. But right here, I can just easily strafe left and right using the sprint sideways mechanic of Omni movement. It's so easy to take advantage of this. And just always have your gun up, or just be ready to put your gun up every time that somebody's around a corner. Which is why Omni movement has really been the smoothest movement for me. And I really love being able to sprint backwards, because like if I ever need to like run away, I can always just run away backwards, but then be ready for the challenge once they think I'm just running away like a headless chicken. Like, I'm not gonna face them. But of course, being able to slide backwards, run backwards, slide backwards is all possible through the Omni movement, as well as my button layout, because I'm able to press R3 to go ahead and slide like a maniac like that. So just a little couple of examples of how to take advantage of that Omni movement. As you can see here, there's a little barrel here. I can also use this to kind of like, basically everything's kind of like a head glitch, a side glitch for me. It's just super easy to manipulate and really give yourself an advantage in every gunfight. It's kind of scary how OP you can be if you know how to control the Omni movement. It's really a beautiful, beautiful sort of thing. So let me know if you guys knew about that or not. It's one of the ways to really help yourself. And of course, you want to have rotational aim assist be your friends. So always be moving your R3 when you're aiming, because that automatically kind of gives you aim assist if you are not, using R3. You should always just have your R3 always moving. That way you take advantage of that additional aim assist. So that's where that dynamic aim assist kind of gives you an advantage, when you have your R3 kind of just always moving in that sense. So that's why sometimes having a little bit of stick drift actually is an advantage for some people, at least on the R3. Obviously that's not too good on the L3. And same with L3 as well. So that's why rotational aim assist is really OP, because once again, you could use that sprint assist and just kind of knock people down as repeatedly as possible. Another way to give yourself an advantage in a gunfight, of course, is jumping and sliding. Like, if you're able to take the advantage of the movement, jumping and sliding can really, really mess up a person's life. And especially if you slide backwards, jump and slide, it's so damn overpowered. It's actually a joke how great it feels to just be in full control of the Omni movement. You're always like running, so you really catch people off guard with all these run and slide mechanics. So what you got to do, of course, is run, jump, and then slide. run, jump, and slide. Press L1, L2, and especially when you have a UAV up or like a harp or something, you hear people's footsteps. You can really take the advantage of, you know, just being an Omni movement god in that sense. They call me Omni man out here, you know, like invincible. But the Omni movement, you just feel way overpowered when you learn all these techniques and you can master them over time. Practice all these drills. These are pretty much the major movement mechanics. You know, sliding backwards, sliding sideways, diving even though I think diving is more of just a finesse tactic more than like an actual tactic that will give you an advantage. It is fun to do and can definitely mess up a person's day if they don't notice you or whatever, but I would really 100% recommend diving in most situations. But yeah, practice your jumps, practice your slides, practice your just regular Omni movement, you know, running backwards, taking advantage of that, being able to finesse people in that way. You don't even need to take advantage of the sliding. Just being able to run backwards is such a huge advantage in itself. Yeah, have you guys enjoyed this little aiming drill? And if you guys were wondering about how to really master your aim, play against bots in private match, kill them like 100 to 200 times. That's what I would do in Call of Duty Ghosts when I was a bit really trying to become like a crazy player. Like a 5 KD on that game. And we all know how that game was. I loved it though. That's legit what I would do. I would play with my friend and we would just shoot bots in private match for like an hour, you know, killing 100 to 200 bots and just putting myself in all sorts of situations. So I had to force myself to kind of aim like a master. So yeah, do that. Practice that every day, 30 to 60 minutes or 100 to 200 bots. It's kind of like doing reps in the gym, you know? You run for like 30 minutes or 40 minutes a day, an hour a day, so that you're more fit. You're kind of, this is your training for your fingers, for your muscle control to be able to really master these settings. So hopefully everything here made some kind of sense. You know, I am a decent Call of Duty player. I'm not the best Call of Duty player out there, but I got a good amount of nukes. I'm level 1000. And these are all tips that I can bring onto you, and you can prepare yourself for the Black Ops 7 beta in a month or two, and of course prepare yourself for Black Ops 7 release, because it's pretty much gonna have the same mechanics as Black Ops 6, maybe even more advanced, and of course I'll cover that whenever that is more teased and released. But if you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe to Neutron, post notifications, follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/themarkofahero. You guys can see these gameplays live, see me get gameplays live, you know, pull off some of these tricks. And what else can I say? Just subscribe to more Hero if you guys want to see me slay out on Warzone, because you can also apply these mechanics to Warzone as well. But yeah, stay chill, have a good rest of the Season 5 day. I'll have a video on the ABR, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. I love you all.